Oh my goodness, what a journey. The Rebos operation, the pirate planet, the Stones of Blood, the androids of Tara, and the power of Kroll have all led to this. The culmination of season 16 and the, hopefully, epic conclusion to the Key to Time saga. This is the Armageddon Factor. Whoa, that title gives me chills. I almost can't believe it. This season has been an excellent example of a semi-connected narrative in the form of one overarching mission. That being to find and assemble the 6 pieces of the Key to Time so that the White Guardian can stop bad stuff from happening. Yeah, still pretty vague. With the exception of the Stones of Blood, I have enjoyed each serial and even loved a couple of them. So with this being the finale, naturally I had high hopes. Well, did it pay off? Yeah. For the most part, why not? It did the job. I'll come right out and say it. It wasn't as tightly written as some of the 4-parters this season, and probably wasn't the bombastic, climactic showdown that some people had hoped for. But I kept my expectations in check, and as a result, found it to be more than acceptable. The Armageddon Factor is a 6-parter this time, originally airing at the start of 1979. And to get the obvious elephant in the room out of the way first, yes, Lalla Ward, who plays Romana 2, is featured in this story as a different character, which came as a huge shock to me when I picked up the DVD and actually looked at the cover for the first time last week. Another big surprise was that there was actually a second disc hiding back here. All this time, and I had no idea. Not that it matters to anyone else. And just for your viewing information, this review is being recorded on Friday the 10th of May 2024, where I literally just uploaded my Invasion of Time review. So I am already a full season ahead. Just a fun fact for you. Okay, so the Armageddon Factor brings us into a full-on war between 2 planets. And let's just say that the planet the Doctor, Romana, and K9 land on is losing big time. Too bad, because they've got the final piece of the Key to Time to find, which you can imagine is going to be quite difficult in the midst of a planetary war. Exacerbating things is a mind-controlled general who initially wants perpetual war for generic bad guy reasons, but then gets swept up in his own grandeur and seeks to end it all one way or another. On top of that, there's a princess, played by the previously mentioned Lalla Ward, channeling her inner Princess Leia Organa, a love-struck do-gooder, and finally, and most important of all, a talking skull. Wait, we're not doing the image of Findle again, are we? And is it just me, or does this skull sound like Megatron?
The war has served its purpose, as you have served yours.
Our time is quickly running out. We cannot afford to let the Autobots get the mini-cons before we do.
Okay, so he's not quite Megatron, but he is the voice of Gandalf from the original animated Lord of the Rings film. How about that? So, what originally appears to be just a skull is in fact one of the greatest Doctor Who villains I've ever seen. The Shadow. This guy is so cool. He oozes pure evil, and the actor's performance is perfection. He's literally Emperor Palpatine before Palpatine even existed. There is no way the Black Guardian can possibly live up to this guy. He's too good. Anyways, before too long comes the revelation that the other planet, the one that is absolutely winning this war, is vacant, empty, uninhabited. So just what the heck is going on? Well, if you've already seen it, then you obviously know, but if you haven't, then I don't want to spoil it for you. Either way, stakes are high, as the sixth and final key piece is around here somewhere. But on one side, you've got this power-mad warmonger bent on destruction, a potential cataclysmic event on the other. Meanwhile, a sinister third force is at play, pulling certain strings. Things are so dire, they even try and scrap my boy K9. Don't let him cook! With impending disaster right on the doorstep and seemingly no other option, the Doctor scrambles to try and create a fake key to time piece to substitute for the still unfound final piece. And it works? What is this? Sonic Adventure 2?
You thought you could trick me with that fake
Key to time piece.
didn't you?
Oh, hi Mom. But it does add an extra layer of suspense to the rest of the story. For the sake of spoilers, I'll just say that it works as a way to remove a potential get-out-of-jail-free card from the equation. Like, otherwise you'd be wondering to yourself, why doesn't the Doctor just do this obvious thing? Well, now he can't. Now, before I go making it seem like this is some kind of flawless masterpiece, I'll admit episode 4 did lose me a bit. I got a little confused, and it was starting to drag a fair bit, adding a few too many extraneous elements into what was originally a fairly straightforward story. I could tell they were cramming in extra story beats to fill out the extended 6-episode runtime. I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again, 4-parters are the best. I mean, take the AI computer thing out, like, what would change? Anyways, thankfully it did focus up and get back on track for the final 2 episodes. Normally, I don't like a character being introduced so late in the storyline. It's almost always a bad idea writing-wise. But Drax is a delight. A fellow Time Lord from the Doctor's Academy days, I quickly found him to be an endearing inclusion, and really wished he had more than just a one-off appearance in this story. I love the detail that he got arrested while visiting Earth and subsequently was locked up for 10 years with no access to his own TARDIS, which led to him picking up such a quirky accent. Still got nothing on the poor Third Doctor's exile though. Okay, I can't lie. Despite the nature of it being a modest budget, campy sci-fi show from the late 70s, that final episode was pretty sick. The reveal of the final key to time piece was a huge shock to me, and I never saw it coming. It was such a massive revelation that they put it in the 1-paragraph plot synopsis on Wikipedia? Damn, if I had had that spoiled for me, like the whole empty planet thing, I would have been pissed. I won't say how it all wrapped up, because this is the conclusion to a whole season right here, but I will say that it totally worked for me. Like I said, I wasn't expecting some grand scale climax, just some form of decent resolution was all I was hoping for. And let me say it again, the Shadow was such a great villain. So to recap, it was decent for the most part, above average, started to get a bit too convoluted in episode 4, but came around in the end for a great finale. Oh, and as for the little hunch I had regarding the White Guardian back in the Reboss operation, let's just say I totally called it. For now, I'm sure they could retroactively change it going forward. So the key to time has gone the way of the Chaos Emeralds or Dragon Balls. The day is saved, for now. The Black Guardian is still out there, but not an immediate threat. Where does this leave our characters? Well, this season was the first one where I wasn't being constantly bothered by the Fourth Doctor's mean streak. K9, oh, I love K9. I don't say it enough. John Leeson gives him such biting sarcasm, and I'm constantly being surprised with what he comes out with.
My apologies, Doctor.
Oh, that's all right. We all make mistakes sometimes, don't we, K9?
And Romana, she's fine. Yeah. Aside from a few infrequent instances, particularly in the Pirate Planet, where she was a bit too much of a snooty know-it-all, I felt she was a perfectly serviceable aid to the Doctor on his mission. And that's apparently where actress Mary Tamm felt the character was limited to just being an assistant rather than a fully fleshed out companion. So, spoiler alert, she left. I hope you like Princess Astra. I kind of feel Romana 1 was unremarkable. Not bad or annoying, but nothing special. Didn't leave an impact or a mark. To be fair though, in this season, she wasn't really given any character development or anything major to do outside of helping track down the pieces of the Key to Time. No bigger goals or aspirations, no backstory. So yeah, I kind of see why Mary Tamm left, but it's a shame that she didn't want to stick around a bit longer to see what came next for her character. Oh well. And that is the Key to Time. Oh dear. What a phenomenal season of Doctor Who. I will remember the Rebos operation and the power of Kroll for years to come. I don't know what some people are on about, eh? The way they bash certain serials but love others. I mean, I suppose that's what the internet's for, isn't it? Sharing opinions? I mean, it really shouldn't be, but to be fair, that's what most of us use it for. Hopefully nobody gets bothered by my opinions. I don't think anyone should care that much about what I have to say. This box set is absolutely incredible, and I am so pleased to have it in my collection. I'm almost already looking forward to rewatching it again one day. But I have to ask, real deep, thought-provoking questions right here. Did every disc really need to have a coming soon trailer for the Planet of Evil on it? Every disc? No. What's next for Doctor Who? Who knows? But I'll tell you this much, they really need to pull out something special to follow up after that epic saga. Something special like an old, iconic villain we've not seen for some time. No, it's not the Master. Thank you so much for watching. I am constantly blown away by the fact that people care enough to tune in week after week, and crazier still to imagine that some people might even be watching these years in the future. Tune in next week. Destiny is calling.